White box methods is for internals-based tests. They require knowledge to derive test cases from the internal design specification or the code. Coverage of white box methods. The first one, C1, each statement is executed at least once. The second one is C2, each decision takes all possible outcomes at least once. The third one is C3, each condition a decision takes on all possible outcomes at least once. The fourth one is C4, all possible combinations of condition outcomes in each decision occur at least once. We take this code as an example. This code is for a login page. It has three statements. The first statement, we have empty username field or empty password field or both. The second statement, we have correct username and correct password. The third statement, we have wrong user or wrong password or both. Now we need to draw the flow chart for the login page. We have four independent paths. The first path is when the user click cancel button on the login dialog. The second path is when the user click the OK button with empty username field or empty password field or both. The third path is when the user click the OK button with at least one wrong entry. The fourth path is when the user click OK button with both correct username and correct password. Statement C1 and decision coverage C2. In this table, star means wildcard or any valid input. It's necessary to ensure that the control goes through the previous decision so that the current decision can be reached. We have three test cases, 1, 2, and 3. Test case number 1, if statement is true if we have at least one true condition. Test case number 2, if statement is false if we have at least one false condition. Test case number 3, if statement is true if we have correct username and correct password. List of the test cases of C3 coverage. Note here that C3 does not include C1 as these test cases fail to execute the then clauses of F1 as well as the else clause of F2 in C2 and C1. In C2, C1 is not covered when a statement is embodied in a later condition in a multi and conditional decision. For example, in the second if statement, a false username will prevent further evaluation of the decision.